Hello, and welcome back. A few days ago, the 4.0 patch has been released in NA, and with it, we got many new class changes. The short summarization is that every class got between 2 and 5 new skills, and the existing skills got changed substantially. Primarily, the cooldown of most skills got reduced. We start today with the Gladiator and its new skills. The first one is called Whirling Advance. This deals damage to a target in 7-meter range, and if the target is a Balaur, it deals bonus damage. The cooldown is pretty high for this, with it being 1 minute and 30 seconds. The second skill is Mocking Blast. It deals a low amount of damage on an enemy in 17-meter range and increases the enmity of the target. Only a 30-second cooldown, but it's only for aggro management, not for damage. The third and last new skill is Magical Defense. This is a stigma skill. It increases your magic suppression by 1200 and your magic resist by 200 for 15 seconds. And this on a cooldown of 1 minute and 30 seconds. And that's it with the new skills, but there are quite a few important changes to the basic skills of the Gladiator. The skill Body Smash and its chain skill Body Combo get their cooldown reduced from 12 seconds to 0 seconds. Additionally to that, the damage of this skill now scales with your enchantment level. The skill Aeon Strength has its stats increased. Before 4.0 it increased your physical attack by 15%. Now with the 4.0 change, your physical attack gets increased by 35% and your magic accuracy is also increased by 300%. Fury Absorption is not a stigma skill anymore. You simply learn it at level 34. This skill now deals damage in a 7-meter radius around you and restores 50% of the damage's HP and MP. The Seismic Billow skill that before only sometimes appeared as a chain skill of Fury Absorption or Seismic Wave, now it has a 100% chance to appear. But it also has a longer cooldown now, 24 seconds instead of the previous 8 seconds. Cleave stays the same as it deals damage to an enemy in 17-meter range, but its follow-up skill, Great Cleave, now not only deals damage, but it also slows the enemy for 7 seconds. The skill Counterattack Serum previously could only be used after a parry. It dealt physical damage to a target and restored 120% of the damage's HP on a 1-minute cooldown. Now the parry requirement is gone, meaning you can use it freely whenever you want. Additionally, it now restores 120% of the damage's HP and MP, and that on a 30-second cooldown. Berserking gains an additional 10% attack speed increase, and its cooldown is reduced to 2 minutes from the previous 3-minute cooldown. The skill Unwavering Devotion now only lasts 1 minute instead of the previous 1 minute and 30 seconds, but it also has now a shorter 2-minute cooldown instead of the previous 3 minutes. And then we have an entire list of skills that got their cooldowns reduced. Take a look for yourself. Now before we finish with the Gladiator, there is one more thing that you have to keep in mind. With the Luminous class being released and her being able to boost her own skills, she can also boost some of the other classes' skills. For the Gladiator, there are 2 skills that can be boosted. Unwavering Devotion, which then adds an additional 1000 immobilization resistance and 1000 movement speed reduction resistance to the existing stun resistances of the skill. And the second skill is Berserking, which then increases the physical attack by 85% instead of the 80% from before, and the 50% physical defense debuff that Berserking causes will be removed. So you gain more attack and no defense loss if you use the boosted version of the skill. Also keep in mind that the standard versions and the boosted versions of these skills have a separate cooldown. and in some cases they can be activated together without overwriting each other. At this point I do not know where this is the case and where it isn't. And lastly, I want to mention that the Gladiator has received a rework in Korea's 4.5 patch to Aeon Classic. I already made a video about that a while ago, and I will put the link of the video in the description if you are interested. Now let's go to the Templar. The Templar has only 2 new skills. The first one is Reroute Power. You consume a bit of your HP and reduce your physical defense by 40% for 15 seconds. This allows you to deal additional damage to your target with every single attack for these 15 seconds. And this skill has a cooldown of only 30 seconds. So you have a downtime of 15 seconds. The second new skill is Punishing Thrust. This is a new stigma skill that simply does a lot of damage. And that's it with the new skills. But there are quite a few important changes to the basic skills of the Templar. First of all, one of the favorite skills of the Templar, Break Power. It now deals additional damage if the enemy is knocked down. And it deals even more damage because it also scales with your enchantment level now. And because that is not enough, it is now on a 10-second cooldown instead of the previous 16 seconds. Next we have the Severe Blow and the Pitiless Blow. Both skills scale now with your enchantment level, meaning more damage. The Pitiless Blow also has its cooldown reduced from 1 minute to now 30 seconds. The Blunting Severe Blow now increases your damage against NPCs by 50% instead of the previous 20%. Next up we have Divine Fury. It is not a stigma skill anymore. It is now automatically acquired with level 20. Previously it had a 3-minute cooldown, now it has only 1 minute and 30 seconds cooldown. The next one is Bodyguard. It has a very simple change. You will now only take 60% of the damage that the protected ally would have taken, and the person you use Bodyguard on has its PvP attack and PvE attack increased by 10%. Ether Armor is next. This is also not a stigma skill anymore. It is automatically acquired. It also has its cooldown reduced from 5 minutes to 3 minutes. Next up, the Empyrean Armor. The Empyrean Armor has its duration reduced from 3 minutes to 2 minutes, and its cooldown got also reduced from 6 minutes to 3 minutes. Unwavering Devotion also has its duration reduced from 1 minute and 30 seconds to only 1 minute. But it also has its cooldown reduced from 3 minutes to 2 minutes. And now we have a list of skills that got only their cooldowns reduced. Take a look. And lastly, we have 2 skills of the Templar that can be boosted by the Luminous. The first one is Empyrean Fury, which usually increases your physical attack by 50%, magic accuracy by 200 and magic boost by 200 for 30 seconds. However, the boosted version of Empyrean Fury increases the physical attack by 65%, the crit strike by 100 and accuracy by 100 for 30 seconds. So it is more focused on physical stats than the standard version is on magic stats. And the second skill is the same as with the Gladiator, Unwavering Devotion, which then adds an additional 1000 immobilization resistance and 1000 movement speed reduction resistance to the existing stun resistances of the skill. But keep in mind that the standard versions and the boosted versions of these skills have a separate cooldown, and in some cases they can be activated together without overriding each other. At this point I do not know where this is the case and where it isn't. And that is pretty much it for the Gladiator and the Templar. Since NA has not put out detailed patch notes, it is quite difficult to get all the skill changes right, so it could easily be that I missed a few changes, but that should be the majority of it. Let me know which 2 classes we should cover next and what your opinion on these changes are. Have a nice day and see you next time. Bye!